Hey Gooners, this is Alan Smith.
This is Kevin Campbell.
Lee Dixon.
Colin Lewin.
It's Gary Lewin.
Charles Watts.
Dan Potts.
James Benge.
Danny.
Tom from the Gooner Talk here.
Ryan O'Cross.
Simon Collins. You may know me from the Evening Standard.
You may know me for my time at Arsenal.
You may know me from Arsenal or even the Highbury squad.
I'm a Birdcat Wonderland.
Being that physio sat on the bench next to Arsenal with my rubber gloves on.
The former Arsenal physio.
The Emirates press box, from writing, from Twitter.
From goal.com, from Twitter, from YouTube.
Football is the beautiful game and it brings us all together.
Sometimes there are things even more important than wins and losses.
And yes, even transfers.
Every 30 seconds, someone in this world gets diagnosed with blood cancer.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society works towards curing blood cancers
and provides support to families currently dealing with these diseases.
Gooners vs Cancer was started in 2017
by a lifelong Gooner who lost his father to leukemia way too young.
Since 2017, Gooners v Cancer has raised
$120,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
And we need your help to keep the fundraising going in this year's campaign.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
No matter the size.
And every donation enters you into the Gooner raffle,
where you have a great chance to win amazing Arsenal prizes,
including game tickets, stadium tours,
signed men and women's shirts,
and maybe a retro signed shirt by yours truly, Lee Dixon.
Me, yours truly.
Yours truly, Super Kev Campbell.
So much more.
It's easy to take part.
Just go to www.goonersvcancer.com
and donate directly to the charity.
Pick the raffle prizes you want to enter to win,
and wait for the drawings at the end of the campaign.
Again, that's www.goonersversuscancer.com.
We all know that victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
With your help, we'll be victorious against blood cancer once and for all.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Oh, Sophie, it is so good to see you. You're a sight for sore eyes. I've been dealing with the likes of Aston and Mike Herz and Jared all night, and here you are looking lovely and bright and what is it, 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning in Cyprus?
It is 11 o'clock in the morning in Cyprus. I'm here. Your wing woman is here. Am I the first woman to appear on the Pod-A-Thon this year?
You are, and that is not by design, and you're not the last either. But you are the
great
first.
Ones coming up.
We are very, very excited to welcome with us on the podcast someone who I spent not a lot of time with, but some very good quality time with this summer, as did you, Sophie. And we're very, very excited. We're appreciative to the club for assisting us with this. But man, Frimmy, are you here?
Oh!
I didn't know he was going to throw me in like that. I wasn't ready.
Oh, sorry about that. I started making some comments. I thought you would pick up on it, but
sorry. What's going on?
Man, you know, you're on at 9 a.m. and we always the question is, does it take time for Frimpong to get ramped up to his hype self, or does he wake up and just jump out and I mean, is this, are you the Frimmy that we've seen in the evening and the afternoon, or
I don't know. I'm not really a morning person, to be honest. It is a bit early, I ain't gonna lie to you, but listen, it's for a great cause, and I thought, let me get my makeup on and look nice and sexy for you guys for this amazing event. I'm so upset that I didn't get to talk to Peter Drury as well. The poetic guy. I know. I saw him. I was like, oh my god, it's Peter. What's going on? I actually love that. But yeah, man, it doesn't take me too long. I mean, I just roll out of bed. To be honest, as you can see, it's behind me. I made it up. Normally, it's not made up. To be honest, it's because I got guests, so I had to make sure that people don't think I'm a tramp.
It seems to match your bedspread. Seems to be matching the away kit.
Yes,
the third kit, Frimmy.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Do you have a home away and alternate bedspread or sheets?
The thing is, I have got red ones. I actually changed it from the red one to this one.
Do you have neon yellow ones with lines all over?
Oh, I haven't got the yellow one yet. You might have to sort me out, man. I haven't got that far in my bedspread collection. So you might have to hook me up with some yellow stripy bed sheets.
Mike, we'll go in on some new sheets for Frimmy for his birthday. We'll do a whip round.
Yeah, we'll do it, and you're getting some mad love from the chat right now, and obviously, you know, the reason you're getting this kind of love is a lot of what we want to really start talking about today. Once again, I know I lied to you last hour unintentionally about putting your putting your questions in the chat, and that we'd eventually ask them to the guests, but I mean it again this time. I promise. We will ask questions of Frimmy towards the end of our hour. If you put them in the chat, I'll start it with a cue so I can see it easily, and we will ask him. But some quick housekeeping again. If you're here, hopefully you can see the scroll at the bottom. GoonersVCancer.com is the website. It's got all the information about the stream, about the podcast, what we raised over the summer which was something Frimmy really helped out with a lot. And
I've got my thing right here, actually. I still got it, the one you gave me.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Diego from Hoboken. Oh. Check that. Hold that up one more time. I want to hold it next to you if you can. I want to take a picture of that because it's the middle of the night here on the East Coast. There we go. I'm going to send that to Diego right now because he's the one that made those, gave them to us, and it's in your bedroom now.
It's my new sweater, man. I need it. It's hot over here. Jesus. So
Mike, I don't know. I don't know. Like, that entrance in DC was pretty spectacular, wasn't it? I mean, they were all amazing, but DC was just, I don't know. LA was great, but it was all great. I mean, it was
our
great
hometown
for me out there.
Look, 2 of the 3 cities were our hometown, Sophie, and we represented. We represented. We took the title, it was an amazing time, and that's a lot. You know what I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, we spent some time over the summer. I appreciate you coming out. You lit up our event in New York City. It was kind of the night before a lot of people got in town, so it was for people that were there early, and all of a sudden, thanks to Tiff, the amazing Tiffany Campo, all of a sudden the Arsenal truck shows up, double parked on 9th Avenue.
Yeah, I know, right? We didn't care.
and you and my son's gonna kill me for forgetting what his name is. Chunk? No, not Chunks. It was one of his guys. Sharky.
Yeah.
Shocky, who my son absolutely, I've never seen him fanboy like that before.
Oh man, Sharky's the guy.
Yeah, so you and Sharky, sticking your head out the top. I mean, it was everything that NYPD doesn't want people to do, especially without a permit. And I assumed that there was a permit involved. And when the police finally were like, what's going on here? We need to clear this out. Our friend Seth Thomas, who's been donating, he's been in the chat. I don't know if he's still awake or not. It's 4:06 in the morning, but he's a lawyer, and he came out to I love how he came out to represent the Arsenal. That was hilarious.
He got his lawyer hat on. He's like, no, you're not getting rid of this. This has to stay here. We had everything that we needed, so I didn't know why it was an issue. But listen, it's your country. I didn't want to spend a night in prison, especially with Arsenal being in town. I wanted to see the game. I came to see the game. So we just obliged, and we moved on. But it was great, man. It was absolutely amazing. Bringing the truck to you guys, and you guys really you really took us in, and it was great, man. It was even after we went and we came back, the vibes inside the supporters club was amazing. I was getting so much love. Like I've never had that much love in America for since last year, to be honest. But
and that's what I wanted to ask you. I mean, you are clearly someone who just draws energy and positivity around you, and I know that you make your way around the Emirates and the area around the Emirates. I've seen you outside the gates of the Tollington, doing some pieces and film. Of course, whenever I see a camera and I see someone from Arsenal, I start pushing my way through people. It's just kind of a habit. I'm a little starved for attention, I suppose, but I also just like seeing you, man.
Yeah, man. It's always good to see you, man. Like you always put a smile on me. I was like, oh God, Mike's it. But in America, though, it's a different level, is it not? I mean, we are, there's the narrative a lot, but let's put the narrative about the types of fans that say we are very, 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 very excited to get anything in our hands that's Arsenal,
because it's just thousands of miles away and not accessible for most of us. So, and you epitomize that, and we'll talk about kind of how you became where you are in a little bit, because I think it's an inspirational and a really cool story that I don't even know the whole element to, but.
Yeah,
I mean, how was your summer, man? I mean, is that?
Oh, mate, the summer was great. I mean, first we started off because we started off tour in Germany. We went to Germany, went to
Nuremberg.
The Adidas HQ, which is absolutely beautiful as well. Like I'm there, I'm like, how do people work? There's so much stuff to do and just have fun. And we went there. We worked hard to make sure we were ready for America. And then I think we came back from Hertz, so I think I was home for like 2 days. And then we set off for went to DC first. Yeah, we went to DC first, and the trip over there was great. DC support the walk down. Even before that, the little supporters kind of area before that was absolutely crazy. When I was in America last year, I didn't have the time to go down to a few of the supporters clubs, but the one in DC was absolutely mental. Like
that was a treat, because I was on the organizing committee for the DC event, and frankly for some of the events in New York and LA as well, but specifically in DC, because that's where I'm from. That's where I'm coming to you from now, and just to know that the club was sent, that you were there, and Mark was there, and Stu were there, and even Gunner Service was there, and the legends were there, and the trophy was there. That was, I mean, that night was also kind of early on before a lot of people came into town for the game on Wednesday. This was Monday. Absolutely made the event that you guys showed up and stuck around for so long, did some content. It was great, but the place was packed out for us, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely mental. I remember I turned up, and like from last year, because last year it was a bit frantic. People kind of knew who I was, but this year it's gone like 20 times. Like as soon as we walked out the hotel, people knew who I was. When I was walking down the road, even before I even got into the supporters club, people were stopping me like, "Oh, you?" I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He goes, "Oh, what are you doing it?" Getting pictures and stuff like that, and it was absolutely crazy. That the love I was getting out there was.
Are you Emmanuel?
Yeah. That's
We're gonna talk about that too.
Because we done a carpool with Emmanuel recently, which was amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I've been waiting for years for that.
Let me ask, because Frimmy, the difference between last year and this year, like you were saying about being recognised and just the craziness about it. How about the players who kind of joined Arsenal? Maybe even Declan's super famous at West Ham, superhero. Wherever he went, he was mobbed. But it was even on a totally different level for him, wasn't it? Like how did they find it? Similarly to you, all of a sudden you're part of the Arsenal machine, and it's just something on another planet.
I mean, they loved it. I feel like this sometimes is the reason why players come over here, because they know how big we are and how much love the supporters give us. And they embraced it, they enjoyed it. And, some of the players, I think it was the first time they had gone to America. I can't remember who, but it was the first time they actually came to the States, and the amount of love and craziness that they saw, they're like, "Oh, is it like this all the time?" And it's like, mate, you've seen nothing yet, man. These guys actually love. If you think I'm getting hounded, wait until they see you. They're gonna go absolutely crazy. But yeah, they embraced it, they enjoyed it, and yeah, we absolutely love our supporters over there.
Yeah. That's great, brilliant. Sorry, Mike, you muted me for a minute, and I didn't know if you wanted me to shut up.
No. I was
talking too much, man. I wanted to get my questions in.
To find out. I was trying to find out where there's a bit of a high pitched noise. I was just trying to figure out where that was from.
But it might be me.
It's coming from your computer, but I don't want you to worry about it. Don't stress about it. It's not too bad. Yeah, I mean what was I going to say about the summer tour? At being on the planning committee, there were some calls leading up to some Zooms and calls leading up to taking care of some of the logistics, and I happened to there was a brief glimpse that I got to see of basically the travel schedule and the weeks that were mapped out. And I'm not lying when I say like there was a Monday through Friday and a Monday through Friday, and if you've ever looked at like an Outlook calendar or something like that, it's just little blocks of time. It was like Frimmy 7:30 a.m. here, Frimmy 9 a.m. here, Frimmy 10:30 a.m. I mean, it was just you all over the calendar about like where you need to be. And I happen to know the geography of DC, and like you were in places where like you were scheduled to be in places where like there was barely enough time probably to get from one to the other. I mean, they're running you pretty hard, huh?
I mean, listen, I'm in an amazing position, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I remember when I got the schedule and I saw it, and it was funny because they were using my face as
oh, yeah.
That's what I was gonna be. But that's what I was like, this is hilarious. And but yeah, from last year into this year, it was definitely a lot more work. There was a lot of more places that I need to be. But yeah, it was fun, man. Like we got to travel all around America. If it was with the staff, or if we had to go off on our own, and we just got to see different parts. We got the train down to New York, and I've never taken like the train anywhere in America, to be honest. And then just seeing the journey, train journey to New York was amazing as well. You just get to see everything about the country, because sometimes when you come on tour, you don't really get to see where you're going to. Like if we were going to go to like an away match, I think the first away match I went with the club was Sporting, and then people are like, oh, well, you're going Sporting and you can go there, and you didn't really see it. You're kind of in and out, whereas with the tour, you kind of get to see the country and see what's going on. And yeah, I really appreciate it. It was fun times, man. I absolutely loved it.
So
you guys look like you were lagging when you got to LA.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. It was like it got to the point where it was like, oh, this is a lot. But LA, we just need to get to the end, especially in our home stadium from home, really. Because
what do you think of SoFi, Frimmy?
Oh, amazing. When I saw the massive like screens in the middle, I was like, this is crazy. Like it's absolutely mental. And it's a great stadium. And yeah, I remember when me and my colleague Max, we walked in. I think it's like because it's like built under.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk in and then it's on like the fourth level.
Floor is like the third tier or something like that, and you're like, mate, this is crazy massive. But yeah, it's a great stadium. The facilities were great as well. And yeah, I really want to go back, man. SoFi Stadium's really good.
Did the Cronkies come and say hello to you guys while you were there in LA?
I saw Josh walk past, and he gave me a high five and then went on his way. But yeah, they really looked after us at the SoFi Stadium. So yeah, that was great.
Very cool.
So I have, ever since you got the job with the club, which again we'll talk about briefly, I have wanted to see the whole Frimpong thing.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, but before I'd ever seen you on Twitter, I have to tell you, Emmanuel Frimpong. I mean, I have been watching the Arsenal content that they put on the website, and when Frimpong and Ox were on the team at the same time, I mean, it was like they were my two favorite players at the time. I mean, and not because of their play on the pitch necessarily, but they just seemed like they would be the most fun people to hang out with. It was just be laughing constantly. Their stuff was hilarious. And, I always kind of rooted for Emmanuel Frimpong. I knew he probably would never fully break through with the club, but he was there or thereabouts. And I just enjoyed his passion and stuff. And I mean, his career after Arsenal took him to some pretty crazy places. What was it? Arsenal Tula in Siberia and stuff.
Yeah. The thing is, it was great also hearing kind of his story, and because he's basically grew up kind of around the same era that I grew up as well. I think he actually went to a school next to me called Glazemore. And it was just interesting because growing up, I never knew his story in how he got to Arsenal. Like you hear about, how Bukayo, he was in West London, his family used to, yeah, I know, right? that they used to call me that in school. Instead of saying Frimpong, they say ping pong. You're bringing back traumatic.
Oh, Penny. Oh man, you got me with that one, man.
We've been up for like 20 hours already.
Yeah, Penny. I mean, Penny is great. Now someone's going to clip me saying that, but yeah, that's funny. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, it was just interesting seeing his story come up, and he's such a funny character, and him being Ghanaian as well, and having the same name as me. I remember when he first made his debut, and I was like, listen, Frimpong's he's played for Arsenal. I know I never will, but there's a Frimpong on the pitch with Frimpong in the back. I can die happy. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I've seen it. But yeah,
he's a guy we've targeted. We have really wanted to get him on the podcast because we like having a good time. We keep it light, and I figured he's far enough kind of distant from Arsenal that and I've tried to reach out to him, but he doesn't seem to be having it. But it's just that sense of humor that you could just tell somebody has. They don't take themselves so seriously and stuff. But did you see the full video, Sophie, of the two of them and what is it? Colney Carpool?
Colney Carpool. I love Colney Carpool. I just love the spontaneity of it, how relaxed the players are. They really just seem, I think, since you've joined the club, seeing the connection with the players, there's something, as a broadcaster, when you're talking to players or trying to interview them, they're always going to be on edge maybe with media, but there's something so special about kind of what you've cultivated there, how comfortable they are. They can feel like they can have a little bit of a laugh. It's very natural, organic. It doesn't seem to be forced. And I think that's why fans are really enjoying like little behind the scenes, fly on the wall stuff like that, because it shows the personality of the player versus maybe someone like me or Mike, it being in the mix zone, sticking a microphone in their face, trying to just get a quote, after a game. And I think that type of content is something that Arsenal do brilliantly, and you've got a massive part to do with that, Frimmy.
Yeah, I think it's different. It's just sometimes you just want to hear what the players like and not what how they felt after a game, and it kind of humanizes them a little bit as well. Because listen, we're all people, we all feel, we all have emotions and stuff like that, and we all like different stuff. And as supporters, we want to know everything about the players that play for us, the reason why we shout their names at the Emirates and all that stuff. So I thought when I first did it, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you, because they know who I am, but they don't really know who I am, and it kind of took a while to build up that relationship with them. As soon as I think my first one was actually Matt Turner, and like Matt Turner is an absolute legend. I love that guy.
I love him.
Nice dude, and I feel like when they first saw that episode and then they saw the Eddie ones, they're more comfortable to do it as well. I feel like Carpool is really, shown a different side to the players, which, everyone wants to see. They want to see their players that they love just being normal and not just, answering bog standard questions, which I try to do.
Even Xhaka looked relaxed when you did it with him, because the story about Xhaka wanting to actually kill Mike once during a press conference, right?
Really? Why?
I throw him under the bus all the time. Any opportunity comes up.
I know it doesn't look like, but it's hard to get Granite like fuming at you though.
No, we used to have video of that I could have played here, but I had to clear out all the videos to make room for all the things that I needed for this podcast. But yeah, it was my first press conference ever. Unai Emery and Granit Xhaka in LA before the Bayern Munich game in 2019, and I was on a diet back then, where I had to eat certain things at very exact times, and so I had, set my alarm for my 6 p.m. soup. And I forgot that that I wasn't really in a position to be dealing with that right now. And guess when the press conference started? 5:58 p.m.
Oh no!
So everyone goes up and put their phone up there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I should do the same thing that everyone else is doing. And 2 minutes into the thing, he's answering a question, and it's like, and Unai's like, whose fun is this? And so I walked up there, and you could see me, like, because at that point I was just heavily balding, but I wasn't bald yet. So you just see this like, and I was also extremely overweight. And you just see this, walking up, like doing the walk of shame, grabbing my phone, and Xhaka's like,
It's classic, man.
I was lucky to make it out there alive. And then, like, I think 20 minutes later, I took a picture of you and Xhaka out on the pitch that is like still on your
legendary. Absolutely legendary. I loved Xhaka. I could see at the time why Emery made him captain. Ozil was on that tour, Mustafi, Kolasinac. It was really that kind of transition that you felt like it was a critical season that Emery was going into. But he was class, and I thought just the way he handled himself, he felt like an Arsenal captain at the time. And, you know, it just illustrates why several managers kept choosing him, Frimmy, as captain, and the leadership. And you could see it on the tour. You know, he was top class, and he was great with the media as well, even though he gave Mike a look that could have killed him on the spot. It was all in good jest, you know what I mean?
I did want the floor to swallow me, and I have never gone from dry to soaking wet with sweat in such a short period of time. Like, it was, and all they had were these awful cheap, like those tan paper towels that are like sandpaper. And I was just like, just going. It was awful. It was awful.
I have that problem all the time, especially this summer, mate. It was hot. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. Like I was going through towel. When you gave me this, you saw the smile on my face. I was like, thank you. You're giving me this is going to be my 14th towel that I've brought on this trip, and it was hot, but wow.
I've got
DC was steaming. I mean, how the players were training in that heat. I mean, of course, they're elite athletes for me, but sometimes the weather is just like, that was intense. How many do you have, Mike?
Yeah.
Do you need any more? I've got probably about 100 of them left.
Yeah, I'll send you my post. I'll send you my address. You can send it over to me.
They're in a big trash bag right here. I'll just walk
also
into
feel like
the
heat is good. It kind of gives them.
So I can't just put Frimpong on the thing and just send it to you. Frimpong UK.
Oh no, I'm not.
It just goes to you.
I'm not Madonna. Come on, can't just send it to her house. But yeah, I feel like the heat really helps in terms of.
Yeah, it's elite. Yeah, elite.
But yeah, it was so hot there, man. I couldn't bear it. So.
Mike, Frimmy, who's your favorite? I mean, you know, it's like saying which one of my children do I love the most, maybe for you. And you're probably not going to answer my question, but I have to ask it because they're asking me to ask it. Yeah. So come on, who do you have a soft spot for? Give us the juice.
Oh, mate, there's a few, man. But then the most obvious one is B. Like B is like you meet him and he's so humble, he's so nice. And so playful, he's like a little brother, in it. It's got to be B. You know, Fabio. Surprisingly, I like Fabio. He's very cheeky, very funny. Him, Gabby, when they're together, oh mate, you're gonna have a barrel of laughs. Julian, I spoke to him recently, and every time I see him, you can just see the smile on his face. That he's just happy to be here. Like he's just happy to be at Arsenal, which is great. And then you know all the Halen boys, they're all good with me as well. Obviously, us all being from London is a bit easier. But yeah, man, there's a few that have a soft spot for me, but I love them all equally. That's
you're running for office now, I see. By the way, do you get to spend much time with Peter Majuzzi?
Oh yes, I see him all the time. Whenever because I'm probably the person that loses his pass the most, and
and he also does security.
He does security and he hates me. I think, and the thing is, I will lose it, go to him and be like, I've lost it. He'll make me a new one, and then someone will find it. So I'm just wasting passes. He's just wasting passes on me. I actually can't go back to him. I've got to find a way just to follow people in now, just in case.
It's so funny because he's so good at what he does. Oh, yeah, for those of you that don't know, he's the stadium announcer. He's the one, you know, the Arsenal and announcing the goals and all. He's so good at what he does, but he never responds to texts. He clearly loses things all the time. I've hosted him on my couch a couple of times. My wife and I were the only white people at his wedding.
Oh, wow.
I was at his wedding. That's the kind of guy he is. We met, we got close. We hung out a couple of times, and he's like, I was in town for Tom Canton's wedding in August of a year ago, August. And I was talking to Peter, and he's like, in advance of that, he's like, we're getting married the following weekend. It's like, you should come. And I'm like, if you invite me, I'll come. And he invited us, and we came.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It was a traditional Ugandan wedding in a very, very hot day, and it was, you know, half outside, half inside, but it was fantastic. It was amazing.
Oh, brilliant!
Love it.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Absolutely love it.
Here we go. One more, Mike, and then I'll shut up. Frimmy, what was a better moment? What was a better moment, right? Because they were all amazing. Like I was at the Eddie 3-2 last minute goal against United last season. Reece Nelson, of course, was ridiculous. And then Declan Rice had a different vibe to it. So of the three, from your reaction to then going in the tunnel and then seeing everyone after, what do you think was the one that just lifted everyone up the most?
That's a hard one. The thing is, I think the Declan one was up there, but it's so early in the season. I feel like it was a good win, but it's early in it. The Man United 3-2 and the Bournemouth one was just different, especially the Man United one, because obviously I don't really like United. You know, I have a lot of United friends, you know, that are Londoners somehow. I don't know, but
live right around the corner.
And Eddie scoring it to make it 3-2 sent it absolutely mad. And then the wait to see if it was offside or not. And then
see that for me kind of almost would make it not the best of those, because I mean, because I was at that game, and you know, when it went in, Eddie looked offside from where we were, and so I wasn't really able to fully be in the moment, and you know, and as we learned from from a couple of VAR decisions in the United game, you almost can never really be in the moment without kind of looking over your shoulder. But to me, the Reece Nelson one, which I wasn't able to be at, I mean, there was no question that it was a goal, and it was so late. So for me, even though I was at the one in Manchester United with Nketiah, there was a little bit taken out of that by the fact that we had to pretty much wait 2 minutes to find out if we had beaten them or not.
Because where I sit, like I literally sit like behind the goal. So to me, it went in like it's a goal in it, and I've gone absolutely mental. Got my camera out, filmed the crowd, and everyone going mental.
Was it shaking? Really? Was it?
Oh mate, it's tough sometimes because I'm filming. You can't really. I always do a shout after I've stopped filming, so you can't shout during filming. So in my face, I wish someone was recording me filming, because I know I'm running across this like this. Just waiting to get it out. But yeah, the Man United, because especially I knew what my phone was going to be like if we had lost or even drew in that game against Man United, and then to win it at the end with Eddie, it was crazy. There's a picture of me on Instagram where with my one of my colleagues, Billy, and I'm just like, what happened? Like, what's going on? But yeah, the Bournemouth one was crazy as well. Absolutely mental. Like, we've had some really big moments. Even the Fulham one, when Gabriel scores at the death, that was crazy as well. But yeah, we've had a lot of crazy moments this last year, man. And hopefully, like you said, when you use the PR, hopefully there's more in the first half than the last 96. Now with extra time, mate, he might be in the... We're all having heart attacks.
So let's rewind a little bit, because I first became aware of you during the pandemic. The absolutely infectious YouTube, or not YouTube videos, but like Twitter videos you basically created the hype man situation just from your bedroom, or from your is that the room right now that you're in, that you filmed it in, or have you?
When I did like my team talks, I would go downstairs because I've got I got white walls, so I'll get like a ring light and just literally stand in front of the white wall. I just get it out every maybe like 3 or 4 hours before a game, put it out, film, and then I'll go on my way. I have done some in here because I love that. That's the concept though, because you're a guy who, I mean, at that time you're a big Arsenal fan, but you have no other technical relationship to the club at that point, and you're doing team talks. Yeah,
I mean, I absolutely like how does that enter your mind? Like, hey, I'm gonna do a selfie of myself and I'm gonna hype up I love things that are like, I mean, there's no one else that was doing that. There were a lot of people doing the opposite of team talks,
because the thing is, my state of mind, especially when I was seeing all the stuff like after games, it's like they need support before it. Like, we need to like hype them up. We need to get them ready for battle. So like all this other stuff, whatever happens with the result, happens with the result. But before the result, we need to be behind them. That is the main thing.
And my favorite part about that is, at that moment that they're not going to see that before the game. But it's still something they need. They need to not see a video of you doing that.
Yeah,
but you need to be doing it.
Even just to get it out of me that I'm hyped. I'm ready for this game. It's a big game. We need to be behind the boys. And I don't actually think it was for them. It was more for Arsenal supporters.
Yeah, you and the fans,
And people going to the stadiums, or if you're going to the pub to watch it, just be behind the boys before they cross the white line, because that's what they need most. They need our support. And it was a crazy time. I remember because at the time, my actual job is video editor and videographer, and I was at a company doing that for a long time. And like, I was an Arsenal supporter, and I just wanted to, express that I was an Arsenal supporter. So I used to just do it as a hobby. I was just get up every morning. I remember there was one season where I did it for every single game. I just told myself I'm going to do every single game. I don't care if it's in the Europa League, it's not Carling Cup anymore. Carabao Cup, any competition. I made sure I did one every single day, and it just caught on. People were loving it, and I feel like it's kind of got me here where I am today, which is absolutely amazing. I never dreamt I'll be working for a football club that I've supported all my life, and in this capacity as well. Not only am I doing the stuff I grew up doing is in terms of video editing and shooting, but I'm hosting stuff as well, like with players that play for my team. So man, it's been a crazy ride.
Well, and I want to dive into that a little bit deeper, but before I do that, if I happen to have a video of you doing one of these team talks, now it is not to Arsenal. I just thought maybe it would be a little bit more appropriate. It's for England.
You know what? Madly, that's where the videos blew up, because the season had ended, and then we went into the World Cup 2018. Is that the best? I think we got knocked out by Croatia.
What? Well, I'm talking about in the Euros in 2021.
The Euro, yeah.
I have made sure that there's nothing obscene or vulgar in here. I have edited it down, but
you made a video. You've made one.
No. I've edited one of you, and I would like to show it because this encapsulates everything that I love about you. Now, the outcome of the game that this was before did not necessarily work out that well, but sit back and enjoy what I think is absolutely Frimmy in a nutshell.
England men's football team's first final in 55 years. Are we eating pasta today? Are we eating pasta today? If you eat pizza today, make sure there's pineapples on it. Versace have to get dust. There can only be one result today. Oh my gosh. There can only be one result today. And that is an England win. Win. That's it. Win. You are 90 minutes away from sending this country into absolute chaos. And I'm here for it. I need to see it. They played Wembley, home turf, and all that rubbish. So what? Should we play the games on Jupiter? Huh? Where should we play the games? It's there for you to take. Saka, stop with Saka. Kane, even Kane. I want them to hear us. You might not be in Wembley, but they're going to hear us. Yeah? It's all right. You lot are one more step from engraving your names in history. Yeah? And sending this nation into hysteria. Go out there and do the business. We're all rooting for you. Yeah, we all are behind you. And I got a feeling that it's coming home. Let's go, boys!
The greatest thing is I feel sorry for the people watching the stream right now, because only I could only I could see the screen, like what your reaction was while that was going on, because it covered you up for the stream, but I could see it. I mean, the camera angles, and I didn't know that you had a video editing background. I thought, and that explains why that, like, we're. And I've edited that a little bit.
I used to film that on I used to do it on Snapchat, so I just used to zoom in, zoom out, and all that stuff while I was filming, and then I mean, paste it together.
Was it just complete and total, just ad lib, kind of on the fly type stuff? Because I mean, pizza and I mean that. But
the thing is, yeah,
there's nothing non-genuine about that. It's just that it's just raw.
Like a lot of the times, like I'll just get up like 3-4 hours before the game and just start talking and see what came out. And
Marcus has to ask, is there a post-match video? No, there was not a post.
That's a great question.
Oh, why, you didn't have to yeah? Yeah, we lost. All right.
Oh man, I was looking for one, and you know there were a lot of Arsenal ones, but I just for some reason that one just stuck out to me because it was so energetic. So how do we go from that to working with the club?
So I remember I was working for the company at the time, doing video editing, but also doing the sort of videos like that. And I remember I did a same kind of thing for a signing. I can't remember, it was Thomas Partey. We signed Thomas Partey, and I was dancing with my flag, doing all this stuff. And then at the time, I think Arsenal were trying to get into Twitch. They're doing stuff with Twitch, and then they were getting guests on, and then I think I got contacted by my now boss, Alex Hoffman. I know you've probably spoken to him a few times, and he was like, "Oh, we're doing this Twitch thing. Do you want to jump on as a guest?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." I did a few shows, and then I think a job came up as Twitch host. So I thought, you know what, let me apply for it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, at least I've tried. So I've applied for it, and somehow got it. And I've got the job. I've done Twitch for maybe like a year, and then during that time when I was doing Twitch, they were asking me, "Do you want to do interviews?" I was like, "Yeah," I was doing my heart pounding. Well, like, "Oh, so we've got a new player coming in, Sambi Lokonga. Do you want to do his interview?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And I remember it was like the height of like COVID, and we're like literally like 4 people in a room. It was me, Lokonga, I think his brother, and then the cameraman as well. So we're just spaced out. We did it, and I was nervous, but then I got through it. I did it, and then he was like, "All right, cool, that went well. Do you want to do another one?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I remember it was Ben White, and then it went to Martin Odegaard when we did a walk and talk, and then I just started doing a lot of features with players as alongside doing Twitch stuff. And I think it got to the end of the Twitch contract, and they said, "We want to keep you, but we can't just keep you as a host because we don't see players every day, so it doesn't warrant us keeping a host." And I was like, you know, I edit, and you know, I edit videos as well. They're like, "Oh yeah, cool," and they threw me some edits. Loved the edits, and then it kind of split the role from host / video editor, and then so when I'm at Coney, I'll do video content with the players, and then when I'm not at Coney, I'm doing all the social edits that you will see on YouTube or on the Instagrams, Twitter, stuff like that. And now filming goals go in at the end of at football games, which is probably my favorite part of the whole job, is just being in the stadium with the supporters, supporting the team, watching the boys, hopefully collect 3 points. And it's been a wild ride. I ain't gonna lie, it's a big dream, very big dream. I didn't think this would be possible because I feel like it's a role that not much people have. And I'm just so happy and privileged to be in that role at the moment.
See, I always thought, and that's a great story, but I always thought that, you know, it was basically, you know, V and I started watching your videos and was like, we gotta get this guy in.
You might have dropped in, you know, a little nudge into Alex Hoffman. Nah. That's how it came about, and it's been a great few years.
Frimmy, when you're driving to Colney, do you take the
Finchley
Road? Do you take the Finchley Road, the A41, or the M25?
I see what you did there. That was one of the great answers.
That was just brilliant.
Oh man!
For me, that was Mikel at his absolute best. Like, talk about like grow into the role with the media. He's so dry. It was so perfect. I just loved it. It was great.
I mean, to me, and to be honest, it's just like, what do you want him to tell you the tactics? We're playing United next. He's not going to tell you. Oh, mate, Mikel is just amazing, especially when he's in those situations. He just knows what to say, which, actually love about him.
That was great.
We've got a lot of user questions, and I completely wronged our audience in the last hour by not getting into it. But we had 3 unbelievable guests, and I didn't want to take any of the time away from them. But I definitely want to be able to get some of these questions for you real quick. And I know you met this guy, Ryan, who like me was in every city, every tour. Have you finally gotten some rest after a long summer?
To be honest, my rest was before tour. I went on holiday in June because you kind of have to go when the players go. I feel like, and that's kind of just the window where you can kind of get your holiday. And I took 10 days off, and since tour we haven't stopped. And then listen, it came around so fast. I remember when the first game came, and I was like, it doesn't even feel like the season ended. Like it feels like we just.
Well, especially with the Community Shield. I mean, it just really kind of went from one to the next, which is nice for us fans. But we forget people work for the club. Okay, we've got another question from Justin Case. He said, "How did you get involved with Arsenal?" We've just kind of learned that already, but I wanted to make sure Justin knew we appreciated his question. How much louder is the stadium atmosphere? This is from Fergus from Guns and Yellow Ribbons. How much louder is the stadium atmosphere in the North Bank post-COVID?
Oh, there was no one in the stadiums during COVID, so it's a lot better. No, I'm joking. Nice. It's been great.
I was like, I hope he knows he meant before COVID and after, not during.
No, it's been great, man.
100% louder.
Yeah. To be honest, I feel like, as soon as, to be honest, when Mikel got appointed, you could see that he wanted to bring us with him. He wanted to bring the supporters with him in terms of making the atmosphere amazing at the Emirates. And it has to be great there because it's our home ground and we have to intimidate teams when they come there. I feel like we do that so well now. Like there's been, a lot of people getting together and making sure that the atmosphere is as good as it can be, and it's been absolutely amazing. And it just needs to get better. It needs to get better and better. We need to be louder, and hopefully it does when we hopefully lift a big one at the end of the season. Touch wood.
Yeah, let's hope so. Now, what is your game day like, home and away games in the UK? I mean, and in Europe, will you be traveling to the Champions League games? Will you be in the town center in Sevilla, where I'm going to show up and surprise you once again?
I don't think we've discussed yet if I'll be attending the Champions League one. I mean, last year I did go to the Sporting game. I think that was the first one I've been. That's actually the first European trip I've ever been to with the club, which was amazing as well. So I'm hoping we can go away, especially with the group that we got drew in the Champions League this year. I'm hoping we can go away. With away games, it depends if I work them here. If I'm not working them and I get a ticket, I'll just go as a fan, which I love. I love just being, normal and just being a fan and just being in the crowd and doing a thing. In terms of home games.
But you're almost working when you're not working, though, just because of your recognizability. I mean, you kind of
listen. I love it, and it does give me a little piece of support. Like I can support, just give my whole support. Because listen, when we're at home and we score a goal, I gotta be quiet until the camera's off. So I always have to scream after. But my day in terms of at the Emirates is I get there. I might have to do some stuff on the Breakdown Live, or I might have to, speak to some guests and do some features before a game. But then during the game, I'll be behind the goal, getting all the social bits and making sure that we put it out at the end of the game as well, which is great.
Now, have you had? I mean, we all saw the incredible moment from All or Nothing, where before the North London derby, when Stu McFarlane poured his heart out to the team and I mean, I heard about that 9 months before that aired. I heard that it had happened and couldn't wait to see it. But I mean, if there's a guy who's prepared to give the team a talk before an important game, have they tapped you for that yet?
Tap me.
Well, I mean, look, that's your whole thing. You're hyping up the team before the game. Who would be better?
I don't think there's a bigger motivator than Mikel, man. I can't top him. I really, and especially after Stu's speech.
I mean, if they had brought you to Wembley, maybe, or not, was it Wembley? If they brought you in the dressing room before England final, they would have wiped the floor with Italy. Yeah, it was Wembley.
Yeah, hopefully they should. Maybe they should have just played the video and it would have gone up. But yeah. If I ever got that tap, I would absolutely crap myself. But I'll do it. I'll do it. And I feel like we've got the relationship with the boys now that they would appreciate from me as well. So that'll be great. That would be something else to tick off my CV. To be honest.
How much do you interact with Mikel? Are you? Is he kind of on a different level where you're with the players, you're doing content, and then Mikel kind of walks in?
I don't see him as much as I do the players, but when I do see him, it's always, how you doing? What's good? Yeah, hope everything's going well, and we keep it moving. But I don't see him as much as I do the players. Obviously, he's busy doing, the stuff that needs to be done, getting the team prepared for our game on the weekend. So, but when I do see him, he's always nice, always great, and we have cordial relationship, I guess.
All right. From Daniel Robert, Frimmy, if you could carpool any past Arsenal player, who would it be?
Ooh, Dennis Bergkamp.
Ooh. Yeah, good answer.
Every day. Then Henry, then Vieira.
How would Dennis Bergkamp do at the game with what do you throw
He's topping it. Are you mad? The Takers, he probably do some next stuff I ain't seen before. Get it on the bullseye. DV. Hey. Yeah, I would love to just meet him, to be honest. That would be like literally my dream. I'll probably won't be able to speak as well. I remember when I met Aston for the first time, and it was during his when he was doing his autobiography. His documentary. I think it was like the screening of the documentary. I remember we're there with James Fremantle, the other social guy, and he was just like, "All right, you're gonna be asking a few people questions. It's gonna be Edu, and I think there's gonna be Vinay, and then Arson, in that order." I was like, "Yeah, cool, awesome." And then we're standing there, and he goes, "Arson's here." I was like, "Well, Arson's first." He goes, "Yeah, Arson's gonna go first." And he came up to me, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Arson?" And he's like, "Very good." And I remember I asked him my first question, and he was talking to me, and all I could hear was wah, 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 wah. And I was just looking at just the aura around him. And then I remember he stopped speaking, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to answer the second question," and I forgot it. And I was like, "Okay, cool. Sorry, I just and then answer the question, and then I think it was what would you tell a younger version of you? Again, can't remember what he said. But then the one thing he said, I remember I said to him, "Oh, to be honest, you still look good. You still look like your younger self." And he tapped me on my shoulder and he goes, "You look good too." I'm taking that to my grave. Arsene Wenger said, "I look good too." I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I haven't watched the jacket that he tapped. It's still there. I need to compress it. The fibers of Arsene doesn't remove from that jacket. So yeah. It's short answer.
The one time I ever ran into Arsene Wenger was in San Jose in 2016. The team came for the first time they played in the All-Star game. It was San Jose, California, and I was in a hotel. I was in a restaurant at the bar with a friend of mine, JP, from Phoenix, and it was right in the center of San Jose. And all of a sudden, down the street come some of the players. They're walking from like the hotel where they had a meeting down to their training, from one place to another. And JP goes, "Hey, there's Arsene Wenger." And we were just talking about how, hey, I'm going to try to play it cool. I mean, if we see players, it'll be all right. It'll be fun. But we're not going to make a big deal. I like just zoomed out of that place. I ran him down on the street. I didn't have to run that far, thank God. But and I asked him if he would mind taking a picture. And of course, I couldn't get the camera thing to work on my phone. I was like, and he was patient. And and everyone always asks me, he's like, "What did you say to him?" Because this is right when we were having some banter transfer windows, to be honest, at the time, and Riyad Mahrez was we were talking about signing him, and why do we only sign Petr Cech the year before, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and they're like, what did you say to him? Did you tell him who we should sign? And I'm like, no, the only thing that I could possibly get out of my mouth was thank you.
Yeah, mate.
Just thank you.
Once you meet him, all that stuff, mate. I just thank you.
I mean, are you really going to have the one opportunity to meet a guy who revolution? I mean, look, forget whatever you think of, and this was 2 full years before everything kind of ended poorly for him. But no matter what you think about that situation, you're really going to take that opportunity to meet him and talk shit or ask for transfers and stuff. I mean, what kind of person do you have to be not to say anything other than thank you?
This will be the only time you ever see
right.
You don't want him going away like, why do you ask me that? Or mate, be appreciative of the guy he is. Like, he literally, he's the reason why. One of the reasons why I support this club as well, because of the success that he's brought to this club. And yeah, you did well.
It wasn't thank you for the selfie. It was thank you for
in general.
who you are and what you've done. Yeah.
My arson story may beat yours, both of you actually. So similar tour where same tour where Xhaka wanted to kill Mike.
Now he was not the coach at the time.
No, we just signed Rob Holding. That was the season we signed Rob Holding, right?
That was 2016. No, the 2019 was the tour.
Oh, that was 2019. Right, yeah. 2016.
And I was the coach then.
And I said to that's right, sorry. And I said to him, Rob Holding looks like an astute signing, and I gave him some stats and whatever. And then he said, "You're very observant. You need to be part of my scouting team." And I was like, do you get a better answer than that from Arsene Wenger?
When? Send me.
I'll send you the video. I will send you the video, Frimmy, just to verify. Absolutely. It was the most amazing exchange. I was like,
oh, shit. Oh, mate. Yeah, that probably does top both of us, to be honest.
The one time, maybe, Frimmy, the one time I will top you is on Wenger. The rest, no way.
What from Geeks of Muckleby, who was with us for the first few hours, at least maybe 4, 5, 6 hours, and has gone to bed, has had a full night's sleep, and is now back with us again. What player has surprised you the most? The Emirates need some of those LED wraps for the tiers. I guess the LED wraps we're talking about, like the ones from SoFi.
Oh yeah. Oh mate, that would be crazy. To be honest, but then there'll be no way to put the spider cam. You'd be knocking into the screen. Surprised me the most, to be honest. Surprised me the most.
It gives you a little bit of a license to determine how they would have surprised you.
To be honest, I was surprised at how good Declan Rice actually is.
Okay.
Because he smashed it at West Ham. Actually, did his thing, captained the team, got them the European title, and he's good. He was really good. And I remember seeing him in training, and I was just like, wow, he's actually amazing. There's even sometimes during games, I just find myself going, he's so sick. I just go, he's so sick. He's amazing. Declan Rice surprised me at how actually good he was. And there's been a few. Eddie as well. Eddie surprised me as well, how good he is in training. There's been a few, to be honest.
See, that's why he gets picked, Mike. Did you hear what he just said? Eddie's so good in
Eddie?
training.
Oh, well, we were talking about Eddie before a few hours ago on the pod, and you know,
he is sick. He's so good. Like I get why he gets the games. I get why Mikel likes him so much, and yeah, he's a top player. And the thing is, there's competition now. We've got a good sick player in Gabriel Jesus as well. And other people can play in that position as well. Trossard, when he comes off the bench, is absolutely amazing as well. So yeah, but Eddie, he's up there, man. I really like him.
And you know what position that he plays? He plays striker. You know who else played striker?
Oh yes!
God, you surprised me there.
Sorry, I didn't really give you much of a ramp up there, but I saw that you were sitting there and paying attention. So I wanted you to have
the big intro. 5 minutes long. Oh,
I've got that. I've got that, and I will give you the intro. I don't waste my writing on situational things. I'm going to force it in there, but I wanted to have you on with some crossover from Frimmy and. Now, who, Alan, in your day was the hype man for Arsenal?
Oh, that's a good
the what man?
Merson.
Exactly. No, the hype man. That's the unofficial title for Frimmy. Is just the guy who was brought in to just get everybody all geared up and ramped up and excited for the games. Was that George Graham?
Yeah, well, he did his best. Yeah. Righty obviously was a big voice in the dressing room. He always used to get pumped up before, during, and after. Not always to the referee's liking, but but George was a big motivator, and if you weren't at it, he'd let you know.
All right, beautiful. And so we're at the point where we're now at 10 o'clock in the morning. By the way, if that's the cell phone you were talking to me about earlier, it looks. I'd never know that you were on a cell phone, Alan. So
no, I didn't realise. I'm at my daughter's house. Well, she's moving into this house soon, and we're doing all sorts of different jobs. And I hadn't realised I was going to be here. But the signal's good, isn't it? So
it's fantastic. Yeah, a few hours ago we were there were like 4 of us in the studio, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I need a second. I'm chatting with Alan. At the big time.
Right.
But so we are here, of course, to raise money for Gooners versus Cancer, and at the end of every hour, which we have just hit, we do a prize draw. So this is no different. This hour we are going to draw a piece of Ruth's back art, a wonderful piece of Ruth's art. Alan, have you seen Ruth's art in the past? Frimmy, have you seen Ruth's art? It is. I mean, Alan, this is perfect for you because it's all Highbury. It's not all Highbury based, but there's so much Highbury stuff.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Speaking of Eoin, famous, iconic moments, and just it just really resonates to me because Alan, you know how I feel about Highbury.
Yeah, you like it so much you bought it, didn't you?
Well, I didn't buy the entire stadium, but yeah, I cannot wait to have a dinner party with all of you guys in the flat overlooking the North Bank. I mean, that would be some good stuff. But
kickabout in the garden, a little kickabout in the garden.
Can you imagine like the security guards coming here and it's like, do you belong here? And I'm like, yeah, he belongs here. But yeah, so we're going to give away a piece of Ruth Beck art right now. So I'm going to quickly share the screen. And
that would be some dinner party, by the way, Mike. I hope I make. Frimmy and I want in on that dinner party, by the way.
It's got to happen. I mean, look, when I'm over there and staying there, my goal is to just entertain as much as I can, have people come over and enjoy it. But
are you cooking though, Mike? That's the thing.
No, absolutely not. We're ordering in.
But he does serve a very good lobster, Alan. He really does.
Does he really?
Yes. Yeah, I had the pleasure of dining Chez Mike's when we were in Washington, D.C. And upon my arrival, he was very kind. I stayed with him and got served some delicious lobster. Charcuterie board upon arrival as well. Let me just say, this dinner party.
And what else did I do?
He separated my M&Ms into just one color.
Mate, if I come to your house and I'll come there and there's just pizza, I'm gonna be.
Well, but if there is pizza, there better be pineapple on it.
You can't just be serving these lobster and I get there and there's chips. Come on, man.
Put me in the position to have to make that decision, and we'll see.
That's great.
Meanwhile, the winner of the Ruth Beck art is Siddheem Gupta. Thank you, Siddheem. Siddheem has donated to us from. Let's see. Do I have Siddheem's approximate location? I do not, but we will get that out to you, and I'll talk to you about which one you want. But thank you, Siddheem. Thank you to Ruth Beck for generously donating her artwork to the cause of Gooners versus Cancer. Thank you to everybody that's donated. Just a quick update on where we are so far. This podcast week, starting on Tuesday, we have now raised $11,085, which is fantastic. Last year, again, our total for the entire week and the entire podcast was $6,186. So we're getting close to doubling it this year, which is amazing. Nice. And for the summer so far, the first night of fundraising we did, Frimmy, was that night in DC at the Supporters Club. And from that night to right now, we've raised $26,385.49.
That is
fantastic.
Amazing.
You know what? That's the perfect way to end your segment, Frimmy. You came in with the hype, and you're leaving with the hype. I mean, I'm assuming that was you. We couldn't see who that was between you and Alan, but I'm
Alan, to be honest.
I'm thinking that was probably you, Frimmy. It's so good to see you. And I know I'm not the only person that feels this way, but you make me smile. You make me happy. You make me excited to be a Gooner. And man, long may your relationship with the club and with its supporters and fan base continue. And when I'm over in about 6 weeks, I'm going to reach out to you because I want to hang. I want to get some Frimmy time. Any final statements? Anything else that you'd like to share with the supporters?
Nothing much. I mean, we're absolutely smashing it at the moment. You know, we're going toe to toe with the top, so we just need to carry on. You know, we've got Everton on the weekend. You know, it's kind of our boogie team, to be honest, but I feel like we're gonna rectify it and hopefully get the 3 points and then just carry on.
Kevin Campbell derby coming up.
Oh yeah, that's
right. He's got 3 of those now.
Yeah, he's got a few, hasn't he?
Surprised we never drew Trabzonspor in the Europa League or anything like that. But sorry there were a couple of good questions we didn't get to. But hey, my hope is at some point in the future we'll be able to have you back and do it again. But thanks, Frimmy, for being with us and have a wonderful day. Hopefully it's gotten off to a good start, and we'll see you later, man.
In a bit.
Cheers, mate.
In a bit.
Smashing it, Frimmy.
Hey Gooners, this is Alan Smith.
This is Kevin Campbell.
Lee Dixon.
Colin Lewin.
It's Gary Lewin.
Charles Watts.
Dan Potts. James Benge.
Danny.
Tom from the Gooner Talk here.
Ryan Oakcastle.
Simon Collins, you may know me from the Evening Standard.
You may know me for my time at Arsenal.
You may know me from Arsenal or even the hybrid squad.
I'm a Cat Wonderland.
Being that physio, sat on the bench next to Arsenal with my rubber gloves on.
The former Arsenal physio.
The Emirates press box, from writing, from Twitter.
From goal.com, from Twitter, from YouTube.
Football is the beautiful game and it brings us all together.
Sometimes there are things even more important than wins and losses.
And yes, even transfers.
Every 30 seconds, someone in this world gets diagnosed with blood cancer.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society works towards curing blood cancers
and provides support to families currently dealing with these diseases.
Gooners vs Cancer was started in 2017
by a lifelong Gooner who lost his father to leukemia way too young.
Since 2017, Gooners v Cancer has raised
$120,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
And we need your help to keep the fundraising going in this year's campaign.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
No matter the size.
And every donation enters you into the Gooner raffle,
where you have a great chance to win amazing Arsenal prizes,
including game tickets, stadium tours,
signed men and women shirts,
and maybe a retro signed shirt by yours truly, Lee Dixon.
Me, yours truly.
Yours truly, Super Kev Campbell.
So much more.
It's easy to take part.
just go to www.goonersvcancer.com
and donate directly to the charity.
Pick the raffle prizes you want to enter to win.
And wait for the drawings at the end of the campaign.
Again, that's www.goonersversuscancer.com.
We all know that victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
With your help, we'll be victorious against blood cancer once and for all.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you for your support.